As Mayor Mare once said, every pony is the star of their own story. And it's not just the main characters in our stories that make life so rich. It's every pony. Those who play big parts, and those who play small. And when Bronies ask each other who their favorite side characters are in My Little Pony, you will usually hear names like Doctor Whooves and Derpy, Lyra and Bonbon, or Octavia and Vinyl. But there is one group of side characters that every pony always seems to gloss over. The Cutie Mark Crusaders. But how is it that three fillies who we have known since the very beginning have gotten more development and characterization than any other side character on the show, even with an episode focused on the background characters? Well, it's time to make our marks and find out. Ever since the Cutie Mark Crusaders first formed their secret society in Season 1's Call of the Cutie to find out who they really are, their adventures that followed over the next few seasons really divided the fandom's views on the CMC, and turned them into a mixed bag. Some really loved the CMC because they were, for lack of a better word, cute, with episodes like Ponyville Confidential and Flight to the Finish, while others found them annoying with episodes like Stairmaster and The Showstoppers, which premiered in the exact same season, might I add, since we learned what the CMC's talents were before they even realized it. And that's not great for dramatic tension if you ask me. But unlike the main six, the Cutie Mark Crusaders tend to create their own problems without external factors, which is actually usually what happens with little kids who are the same age as the CMC, and they then find a solution which results in them growing because of it. To many fans, probably the best example of how the CMC grow from finding a solution to their problems is easily the CMC Dream Trilogy, consisting of the episodes Sleepless in Ponyville, For Whom the Sweetie Belle Toils, and Bloom and Gloom. They may be similar in concept, but the impact these episodes left was greater than any pony could have ever imagined. In Sleepless in Ponyville, where Scootaloo has trouble admitting her fears of Rainbow Dash's ghost stories, she learns via Princess Luna that fears are things that we had to face and that we can't run away from them because the fear will just keep on growing. Meanwhile, in For Whom the Sweetie Belle Toils, which took place one season later, Sweetie Belle learns to accept and understand different viewpoints from older siblings who tend to shine brighter than we do. While in Bloom and Gloom, Apple Bloom learns to accept herself and that your special talent may or may not be the thing you want to spend the rest of your life doing if it ends up ruining the bond between your friends. A majority of the fandom have called these three episodes some of the best CMC episodes ever, and for good reason. Plus, all of this was building up to the one episode that we were all excitedly waiting for. And that episode was none other than Crusaders of the Lost Mark, where the Cutie Mark Crusaders finally discovered their true talents and got their cutie marks at long last. But while a majority of the fandom was celebrating one of the biggest events in the show's history, there were some people who had two main problems with it, as they so often tend to do. One of those problems being that earning their cutie marks at the same time defeated their quest for individuality as established in the Showstoppers. And while I can agree with that somewhat, since the Cutie Mark Crusaders did learn the most when they were separated, I want you all to think back to Bloom and Gloom, where the CMC feared that it wouldn't be right for their group to exist if one member got their mark and not the others. Getting their marks at the same time meant that no pony was excluded, and their friendship bond would help them accomplish so much more, as explained in the song Heart's Strongest Horses. They are a trio, and they work as a team. While I can agree with the first point of contention, I however disagree with the other problems some people had, which was that the Cutie Mark Crusaders would have nothing to do after they got their marks, since the CMC are still young, and they have all the time in the world to discover what their marks really mean. One chapter of their lives may be over, but that doesn't mean the journey has to end right there. And I think that's why so many Bronies got teary-eyed over this episode, as we were all right there with Apple Bloom, Sweetie Belle, and Scootaloo on their journey, and will continue to follow them on their quest as My Little Pony trots on for a bright future. The Cutie Mark Crusaders may not be everyone's favorite characters, But one thing's for sure, no matter what happens or what obstacles they face, they will make their marks.
I'm so proud of you, little buddy. You've taught me a thing or two. You've inspired every pony around you, and you've inspired me too. You've made your mark, done Equestria so proud. You've made your mark, and we're here to sing it loud for the ultimate reward of your cutie mark. Well, what do you think, Crusaders? Were these cutie marks totally worth waiting for,